City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times. City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former councilman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign. City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former councilman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly.
Sito of North Miami election 2021. Sito of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
Sito of North Miami election 2021. Sito of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former councilman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
What happened when you hired Gary? Mine is better.
I have hand sanitizer than that. If not, was it Welch? They sell those at 5 and below. They sell those packets at 5 and below.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running.
Okay, good. Oh well.
Oh, I know. I remember that.
Is that him? I see somebody walking up. I'm not sure. I don't know what he looks like. Me neither. Oh, that was my ride in the Rolls. Okay. All yours. I'm supposed to decide who's left.
Oh no, he came up. She was at my house for something.
Did you share it on your page already?
Bobbled up to her.
Did you share it already? Good evening, everyone. Good evening in my teacher voice. Good evening, everyone. All right, awesome. Thank you. We're good. All right. Good evening, not Mrs. Don't jinx me. Hold on. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at the North Miami 2021 Candidate Forum. Bonsoir tout le monde. Merci parce que vous là avec nous aujourd'hui. That's all the Creole I know. My name is Vanessa Pierre, former political candidate for North Miami City Council District 1. I'm a 20-plus year resident of North Miami, starting from W.J. Bryan Elementary right there down the street, the old North Miami Senior High, and the old North Miami Middle on 131st Street. I'm a bona fide North Miami resident. Tonight, we're here to listen to the candidates for mayor, District 2, and District 3 express their plans for North Miami. We will ask the candidates questions surrounding budget, infrastructure upgrades, and future commercial developments. Please know that all moderators participating in today's events have differing political views. Again, all moderators participating in today's event have differing political views. We do not vote as a monolith. We as individuals are not endorsing any candidates during this event, and this forum is not in support of any particular candidate. Before we begin, I will state the rules for this forum. We will be respectful. Any hateful comments or insinuations surrounding someone's race, ethnicity, sexuality, religion, age, or disability will not be tolerated, and you will be asked to leave respectfully. Each candidate will have an equal and fair amount of time to express his or her position on the issues. Candidates will be given 2 minutes to respond to the questions. You will be given a warning when you have 30 seconds left and will be instructed when your 2 minutes have ended. This is not a debate. Answer the questions to the best of your ability without directly addressing any other candidate on the stage tonight. You will be given a chance to provide a rebuttal if the opportunity presents itself. There will be no interaction among the candidates, audience members, or other programs participants. Order of appearance within each group of candidates will be chosen at random. So no, we don't have any favorites. Candidates will begin with a 1-minute opening statement that will allow candidates to introduce themselves. There will be no winner declared by the moderators. The only real winner will be declared on election night, and the only way that can happen is if you exercise your civic duty by voting, okay? Remember, the future of North Miami is on the line, so vote for the person who is competent and can do the job. Competence is important, people. Attendees shall respect the rights of others and shall speak in a civil and courteous manner. And with that, we shall begin. We will commence with the District 2 race. Attorney Ronald Surin is here to moderate that segment. Thank you again to everyone for joining us tonight for the North Miami 2021 Candidate Forum, and enjoy.
Welcome, everyone. And my name is Ronald Surin. I'm the current president of the Haitian American Democratic Club abroad. So I'm out of town, so I don't know anyone. I do not favor anyone. I'm just here to give you an opportunity to showcase your candidacy and your position. So I will be asking you about 5 questions, the same questions for every one of you, and we'll take turn who answer first. So without wasting any more time, so let's get to it. Welcome everyone. Smile. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. And I'm not here to get you. So let's start. I'll give the honor to the former mayor to start here. Please tell us about yourself and your motivation to become a North Miami council person.
Thank you for that
you
question.
You have 2 minutes, remember.
Sure. Good evening. I'm Kevin Burns, and as he said, I'm the former mayor of North Miami. I was elected in 2005 to 2009, elected and reelected with overwhelming numbers. And that experience taught me how to interact and how to improve our local city government. Right after I became mayor, we got hit with 2 hurricanes. And I assumed that the city of North Miami had this great emergency plan laid out and that we were so well organized, being a South Florida, one of the oldest cities there. Go to find out that we barely even had generators in this city to respond to after a hurricane. And so that gave me a wake-up call very quickly of what we needed to do within the city. So we established a emergency plan preparation that's still used today. We have a commander from the police department that is dedicated for emergencies, hurricanes, COVID, and so forth. But also, I got to interact with other council members and work together. And as the mayor, you represent all the districts. You represent, and you kind of like have to keep all the council people on focus and moving forward. And so I think we did a really good job on that when I was mayor. We were able to get 5 new schools built, where 3 of the schools were not even on the drawing board when we got them established. I believe I'm the best candidate moving forward as a council member because of the experience that matters at this particular time, proven leadership, and because of the work that I did with my fellow council members. Our city was named All-American City in 2010. We were recognized for our green initiatives, our green building standards, upgrading the city computer services, our school systems. We did a lot of great things, and we moved this city forward. And I hope to come back at this time as a council member, because our city has serious problems. We've had a $6 million deficit running for the last 4 years, and I'll continue with that later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The same question, I guess the next one, Mrs. Bland. Please tell us what your motivation, what's motivated you to seek the position of a council person for District 2?
Well, I gave it quite a bit of thought and waited a while, so I'm actually the latecomer to the race. I have had a long history of successful advocacy and introducing programs to benefit the city of North Miami over a 46-year period of time. I started when I came as a social work professor at FIU at the Bay Vista campus, and I directed the master's degree clinical program. And I am proud to say that one of my students is here today, Marlene Bastien. So I can truly say that my student exceeded the qualifications of her professor, and I'm very pleased to have done that. I started a second career as a child abuse prosecutor and worked with together with the then mayor, the now mayor, Daniela Levine Cava, and others. I was awarded for all of my accomplishments for the city a proclamation by the current mayor and council in March 10th of 2020. And my accomplishments are summarized in that proclamation. And that was the last in-face council meeting before the lockdown. I have made certain that we need to protect and address the issues that affect our environment, and our way of life. One of the things I successfully advocated against was large bonds that would impose an economic burden on our citizens, and rather sought and successfully obtained grants from city, private partnerships, and
Thank you.
and federal government.
Thank you.
Thank you. You'll get a chance to continue your point. And the same question to Miss Timothy. Please tell us about yourself and your motivation to seek this position as a council person for District 2.
All righty. Thank you. My name is Cassandra Timothy. I am the political candidate for North Miami City Council District 2. Just want to take a moment to thank BL Consulting and the moderators for hosting this forum tonight, because it's through these forums that we're able to push North Miami forward by putting our candidates at the forefront. So when I think about my motivations from running, it comes from experience. Like Dr. Pierre said, I was born and raised in North Miami. So I have been here for 31 years. I went to W.J. Bryan, North Miami Middle, and I went to Turner Tech for high school. I actually served in the Public Service Academy while I was in high school. And when you think about what motivates you, when you think about what brought me to this position, because for 5 years, I served as the city's public information officer. It was my job to inform the community about what was happening in North Miami. But that job for one person was very difficult. And after kicking and screaming, we hired another PIO. And now that both PIOs are gone, they have 5 PIOs. So I think North Miami owes me a couple of extra dollars, right? But when I think about my motivation, back in May, I was approached and they're like, hey, Councilwoman Carol Keys is termed out. And, would you think about it? Because I've always joked about running for office one day. And, I really had to think about it and thought about that answer. Will I leave my job in the midst of a pandemic to run for office? And the answer was the time is now. And that's why my slogan is the time is now. We need a fresh new start in North Miami. We need young progressive leaders who wants to see real change in North Miami. Fun fact about me is that a lot of people think public relations and communications was my background, and it wasn't. I went to USF and I majored in political science. I've worked for 2 state senators, Janet Cruz and Arthenia Joyner. And my first job out of college was working for the city of Tampa for a councilwoman, Lisa Monteleone. And I always told her that I would love this job if I was home, because Tampa was foreign to me. It's where I went to college, is where I, pledged my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, and I decided to come home and run for office.
Thank you, Ms. Timothy. Now to Mr. Mcdearmade, I will be asking you the same question. Tell us about yourself and your motivation for seeking the position of this district council.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thanks to BL Consulting for having this. This is really nice. My name is Mike Mcdearmade, and I'm a candidate for District 2 here in North Miami to replace Councilwoman Carol Keys. I've been in North Miami well over 50 years. As a matter of fact, I live in the same house I was brought up in. I went to school here. I went to Holy Family. And then I went to St. Rose. I went to Curley. I went to the University of Miami. So I am a true native North Miamian. One of the reasons that, or many of the reasons that I decided to run for city council is that I've been on a lot of boards and committees here in the city of North Miami. I've been everything from the immediate past president of the Police Athletic League to current the president of the Foundation for Senior Citizens. So I've seen all of the different aspects of our community. I've also seen the needs of our community, and I've seen the needs change. I've seen some of the needs unaddressed. And on sitting on these boards and committees, it really gives you an insight as to what those needs are. And we are really at a focal point in the city of North Miami moving forward. We have so many issues. Where to begin is really the statement. As I'm walking the city, I can't tell you how many people will stop and will talk to me and tell me about the issues that they see in this city. and it's far-ranging. It's budget, it's infrastructure, it's police, it's code enforcement. I mean, I hear tremendous comments all the time about code enforcement, about police protection. So there's so many issues to address. Just the other day, yesterday actually, I had two homeowners at the same time talk to me about the infrastructure problem. All of those of you who get city emails, almost daily, you'll see where they are repairing infrastructure at an intersection.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll get
Okay,
back to you.
more later.
Thank you. So, Mr. Medina, you have had a chance to hear the question, the same question to you. Tell us about yourself and your motivation for seeking the position. Are you willing to step up and to answer the question, Mr. Medina? Thank you.
My name is Hector Medina. I hold 2 doctoral degrees, and my motivation to run for this seat is that basically our city is at a tipping point. But before I get into that, I want to tell you some things about me. When I moved to the continental United States, I came here to North Miami Beach to complete my training as a physician. When I completed that training, I decided to work with the most poorest people in the United States, and I went to the South Bronx and I worked as a family shelter supervisor, and I was promoted by the mayor of the city of New York to be the superintendent of the largest family shelter in this country, 1,000 families. After that, I was hired to be the director of technical services for Catholic Charities and Planned Parenthood in Oklahoma, the whole state, and Arkansas. And that's a little bit about me. Anything else you want to know about my biography and what I have done? But basically, I have been a disaster specialist for the American Red Cross, 7 years as a staff member, and the rest of them as a volunteer. I have attended disaster as a prime responder all over this country, and I have 17 commendations, and you're welcome to look at them anytime. Why I'm running for this district? Well, our district basically is abandoned. District 2, if you look at the sidewalks, everything is being done. We've been abandoned by our representatives. There are holes everywhere. And basically, I ran because in 2009 they moved an industrial dry cleaning to my neighborhood, and when I moved there, it was 5 years later. 1 year later, and I was like, this is not possible. We live in the United States of America. This place is contaminating our water, our air, and noise pollution 24/7, 365. So unfortunately, the city didn't do anything. So immediately I went to the county, then I had to go to the state, and I went finally to Washington, and the EPA helped me. So, and that's about it. Anything else, I'll stay here and you can ask me anything.
Dr. Medina, you can, the next question will be to you. While you're there, you can address the second question, so you get a chance to elaborate. What experience that has prepared you to be the best candidate to fill the position of District 2?
Thank you so much. And thank you all of you for being here. It's a beautiful day, and you're here exercising your duty as a citizen. My experience is I have 50 years of experience, as an advocate. My first campaign was in 1972, that I can prove, probably 67, but 72 is what I have. I have executive experience. I have run budgets. I have run agencies, and I am a leader. I lead by example. I am the first in and the last out. And this city is at a tipping point. We're in the hole anywhere from 10 to $20 million. Nobody knows. The budget is very unclear. I am very good with numbers. And if you allow me to be your council person, I will immediately start by finding out what's wrong with our budget.
Very good. Thank you so much. Same question for Mr. Mcdearmade. What prior experience has prepared you to be the best candidate to fill the position in District 2?
I think what has prepared me most for this position is the fact that I've lived here almost all of my life. And since 1990, for the past 30 some odd years, I have been serving first off as an advocate in this city. I've been on many committees and boards that have given me the experience over the past 30 years to really understand the workings within the city, the needs within the city, and how we can move forward at a time that is very crucial in the history and the development of North Miami. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Ms. Timothy, you have heard the question. What prior experience has prepared you to be the best candidate to fill the seat in District 2?
Let me take off my mask. So I think what prepared me and what my experience is that I am the only candidate that has worked in the city of North Miami for the past 5 years. So as your councilwoman on Tuesday, May 11th, I won't need training. I know what's going on the inside, and being in the manager's office for 5 years, you see how the city functions. I have a 360 perspective on what's going on inside the city of North Miami. And that puts me at an advantage to serve you as your District 2 councilwoman. And then also when I think about my educational background, my first job out of college was working for a councilwoman, and I was her legislative aide. So I wrote her policies. I planned her events. I was her PIO. We did it all. So when I got here and I realized, okay, everyone has 5 legislative aides, you guys got this. But you know, the dynamics inside City Hall is a bit different. And so when I think about my experience inside Tallahassee, I think that right there put everything in perspective. If you've never attended a legislative session, if you don't know what happens those 60 days while we're up there in Tallahassee, preparing the state's budget, meeting with the different lobbyists, meeting with every state department to create our $1 billion budget, I realized no one was lobbying Tallahassee from North Miami. I worked for the Senate Democratic leader for 2 years. We raised over $7 million for Senate races in throughout the state of Florida. And having that experience of Tallahassee and Tampa, I'm ready to bring them home in North Miami. We had a $625 million affordable housing project in Tampa, which was a 3-entity project from the Florida Housing Department, HUD, and the city of Tampa that brought affordable housing to Tampa. And when I look at 6th Ave, that's my dream for 6th Ave. So when I think about my experience, when I think about what I see, I want to do it here in North Miami. And that's why I'm running to be North Miami's District 2 councilwoman. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Bland, the same question. What your preparation to be the best candidate to fill the seat in District 2?
Okay, I have the experience, the leadership training, and most importantly, the results. For example, in relation to the recent toxic flights over our city, I was the first group to initiate the campaign to revoke the FAA approval of the change of the flight pattern, and lobbied for the city of North Miami with its federal lobbyists that was a bit quiet for a while to take the lead in joining with other cities, even to sue for the restoration of the prior flight patterns from the early 2000s. We are being visited with toxic noise and toxic debris, and there's not much publicity about it, but it needs to be corrected. Additionally, I instituted programs to improve the North Miami Museum, and I wish to restore it. I have connections, all legal, with other funding sources, especially state, federal, and public-private partnerships. We need to copy the successes outside of our city and build on what we have. We have a fabulous police department that has for years struggled to fund its community relations program and its community policing. We also need to increase our infrastructure and improve it.
What prior experience do I have that makes me capable of being the District 2 council person? I was overwhelmingly elected by you, the residents, not once but twice. Did a really good job as mayor. I'm the only one up here that had to make the hard decisions. I wasn't an advisor. I had to make hundreds of hard decisions that affected your life over a period of 4 years. Your water bills, code enforcement, funding police department. The buck stopped with me and my fellow council members. I'm the only one up here that had to do it. I knew how important new schools were for our city. I knew the delicate thing when I had to send city employees to jail or have them arrested for corruption, or you had to fire a city attorney. I'm the one who had to do it. I have that experience. It's not time for on-the-job training. This city has serious problems, serious deficit, serious employee morale. We've had horrible city leadership and the administration under city managers, previous city managers, that caused a deficit of about $20 million accumulative over the last 4 years. How do you cause a deficit of $6 to $8 million every year and still have a job? How do you have an event that was budgeted for $300,000 and you spent $1.5 million and the person in charge still has a job? The police department is underfunded. They can't get people to come here to work. I work in this city every single day. I have clients. I'm a new business consultant besides being a real estate broker. I try to bring people to North Miami to open up businesses. It is very difficult to go through the permitting process, the zoning process. The management and the building department is very good, but they don't have the resources that should be dedicated to them. Thank you.
Mr. Welsh just joined us. So if you had the question, we'll give you an opportunity to respond. What is your preparation? What experience had prepared you to seek the position and to be most effective and for District 2?
Well, to start with, I was a stockbroker for 28 years. If any of you remember the bond issue, when I finished speaking at Mcdearmade, before I was even finished, the two representatives of Royal Bank of Canada knew that I had made my point that the bond was a disaster for North Miami. I've worked construction for many years. I've been on many of condominiums. I've just finished a meeting about infrastructure and designs for structural improvements to one of the buildings. I believe I'm the only pilot among us. So when I'm talking to the FAA about their flight plan changes, I can quote their regs, I can quote their flight manuals, I can land my flight manuals on their desk. Most of them are not pilots. So they would have to go to one of their supervisor, NTS board, or one of their superiors to make sure that I was stating it correct, but I would have the manuals right there. I have the best shot at changing the flight patterns. It may not be exactly different from it is, but the altitude changes are dramatic. We have I've heard 6 to 14 million budget deficit. This is crazy. I don't believe we've had a balanced budget in 5 years. What is that about? Our public works department doesn't work for us. You see one guy working and 4 guys standing around. I don't need this job. I'm semi-retired. But if you elect me, I will fulfill my duty and be in that office up there from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon every day. I'm not going to be somebody that goes out and shows up twice a month. Thank you.
Thank you. So that concludes my second question. My next questions, I will start with Mr. Mcdearmade. What I know you all mentioned different problems in the city. What is the most pressing problem to you, and what's your proposed solution to it?
What is the most pressing problem? All of them. You know, we have so many pressing problems in this city. Where do you start? Well, the best place to start is the budget, because if we don't have a balanced budget, if we don't have a budget that creates a surplus, all those other problems just are still there. So to me, the first problem is to look at the budget, how the funding happens. You know, if you look at if you go to the Harvard Review and you start Googling about governments, what are the 2 main characteristics of government? They're supposed to collect the taxes and revenue, and then they're supposed to provide the services that are needed by the citizens. We're not managing that collection well, and we're certainly not managing those services well. So for me, with all the other problems, they all sort of interconnect back at the budget. So that would be one of my priorities.
Thank you. Well, let me put a bit of emphasis on this question. What's pertaining to your district, specifically to District 2? What is the most pressing problem, and what is your proposed solution? Ms. Timothy.
So when you think about District 2, we are the heart and pulse of the city of North Miami. Our downtown is in District 2, and the city has to find a way to make sure that we're being fiscally responsible during these times. So we have to make sure that we are accurately capturing all of our city revenues. There are some people who can't even pay their water bills right now, or some people who choose not to pay their water bills. You'll be surprised of how many apartments and condos have liens on them that the city is not collecting the money that is due to us. So when we think about fiscal responsibility, we have to think about making sure that our budget is balanced, but we also have to make sure that we're bringing economic development to our city. Look at our downtown. It's dead. This is not a place where people, young, professional, or even older, wants to live, work, and play. So when you think about what can we do here, how can we activate a space like Mocha Plaza? How can we bring businesses to the city of North Miami? That's where it starts. So we have to start with our small businesses. And the city of North Miami is strategically placed within Miami-Dade County. And we're getting ready to get a lot of more federal funding. And we have to make sure that all that funding that we're getting from the CARES Act, that we make sure that we're giving it to the businesses and to provide services that our community needs, not who we think deserves a contract, not who we think deserves a couple of $100s, but what the residents need. So all the issues are important, but I think right now making sure that we have a clear pathway for COVID-19 recovery and that we can bring some economic development to our city, because right now it's a 911 emergency. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Blaine, the same questions for you. What is the most pressing problem in the district, and what is your proposed solution to it?
The most pressing problem for District 2 is to preserve and maintain our assets, some of which have already been sold. We have leases that are without bids, I'm told, and no. And we have not maintained the integrity of local preferences. Just because somebody is a developer, no offense, in the city of North Miami, when pressed about local preferences, considered it, instead of an opportunity, a burden. It is not a burden. And there are fake businesses with no roots in our city that have, in our district, that have been awarded local preferences. I actually went to one that didn't exist. We have people who have placed their economic past, future, present, and future in our city and do not get local preference positions. They are excluded. Additionally, we have to realize that there are successful programs for outside of Orlando, for example, with a public-private partnership for economic uplift of depressed areas, both within a district and within the city. There is an award-winning healthcare program initiated by the Rosen Hotel chain and adopted by Osceola County and some localities. We need, and I have that experience of working with others, directing others, and initiating programs.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Dr. Medina, you the next one. The same question. What is the most pressing problem in District 2 and your proposed solution?
Good afternoon to all of you again. I will subdivide this in three major issues. Security, District 2 is very insecure. The traffic is a disaster. We have to arm the police with the tools to enforce the noise, and the stereos are going full blast on 125th and 123rd. They go way too fast all the time, and mainly they don't live here in North Miami. So if we're going to be a shortcut, we should give the police the tools to find the perpetrators and try to make these streets secure, because our kids, because of the COVID, the parks are closed. So the kids are playing and riding their bikes, and the parents are walking with them, and the strollers are all over town. And I worry when I see people in 123rd and 125th crossing the train. I worry a lot for those young families and their kids. The second thing we need to address, there's not going to be any development or proper development unless we address the sewage system. This antique sewage system that need to be just disposed of, and a new one have to be built as soon as possible, using all the latest techniques, especially of gravity. And professionals have to really look into this. And for what I have learned, it can be done. And at the same time, we have to focus on that. There is no development. There is no building. Nothing can come here if we cannot dispose of the water. And the last thing is our police needs to be community policing. And those are the three things I will focus immediately. The budget, until I'm in there's not too much I had to know the numbers to be able to tackle that.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Burns, the same question. What is the most pressing problem among all of them that we probably mentioned, and what is your proposed solution?
As it's been stated, we have lots of problems. One of the biggest problems we have is city council members' interference with the hiring and the day-to-day operation of this city. Council members are not elected to run this city day to day. We're supposed to have professional staff members do that. I don't have much support for the current administration. I find it very lacking. But I find it more disappointing that we elect council members to create policy, approve a budget, and give the city attorney and city manager direction. That is all we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be hiring friends and relatives. We're not supposed to be picking friends who gets a contract. If the city needs an electrician, don't hire your friend that's the painter. At least hire your friend that's an electrician if you're going to do that. So that's one of the biggest issues that we have. We have studies about the infrastructure, the traffic, the sidewalks. We have all the studies. We know the problems. Everybody knows these problems. You all know your problems in your neighborhood better than we do. It's the city council's interference. The reason there's a budget deficit is because your city council members are allowing the money to be spent. And a lot of times it's their spend it on my pet project, but not on somebody else's. Don't take my party away from me. Don't take this event away from me. Make sure I get a big increase. Right? So we know what the problems are. We need to make sure that the administration carries out the duties that they're governed with. And somebody mentioned about this plaza and downtown. Downtown is the heart of this city. When I was mayor, many of you may remember this was a roadway. One of the first projects I did is had this road closed, and we never allowed outdoor seating. We got the rules changed, the ordinances changed, that we allowed people to dine outside throughout this city. That's what leadership's about. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last but not least, Mr. Welch, the same question. Most pressing problem and your proposed solution for District 2.
My personal opinion is most pressing problem with our government is it's forgotten the basics. Our government is founded for the people and by the people. They have forgotten that the money that we spend in taxes and their revenues is not their money. It is our money. They spend it wastefully. There's no fiduciary responsibility among our council or many of the city employees. They waste so much. So the first thing to do is get our government to have a fiduciary responsibility to you and to listen to you, the voter and the resident. The second most important thing is to get this budget under control. Because without this budget under control, the only thing that can happen is your taxes are going to raise and they're going to spend every penny of it. So I have no interest in raising taxes as a stockbroker. I went through corporate things. I can tell when there's a lot of pork and I can tell when things are lean. The city needs to lean up a little bit so that they don't tax you out of your homes in existence. We need to have public works work for us. We lose 20 to 25% of treated water in our pipes before it touches a home. What is that about? Bell Harbor just relined their pipes with a steamed-in lining. Took them about a month to do all the pipes in Bell Harbor. 5 years ago, we were supposed to have smart meters for our water meters that they could just drive by very quickly and take the reading. So we would have accurate readings month to month. Where is all this stuff? Our government has forgotten us. We need to take back our government, and that's what I intend to do. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to move to next more specific question. There has been a pushback from the resident in District 2 on the proposed age-restricted senior living facility and entertainment amphitheater that's slated to be constructed behind Bank of America here. If you are elected, how would you mitigate the complaints from the resident living in the Bank of America area while encouraging smart development in the city? And we will start with Ms. Timothy.
So when you talk about development in North Miami District 2, this is where the development is happening. It's going to happen in District 2. And we have to be prepared for smart development, development that allows the residents to come to the table. Today, we had a very controversial item on our city council where residents were left out. I can say as your District 2 councilwoman, I will invite residents to the table and listen to your concerns and not what the developers want. It's what the residents want first. That's why I vowed not to take developers' checks. I vowed not to take real estate agent checks because I want the residents to speak first and not their money. And as you think about development projects that's getting ready to happen, we have to bring the residents to the table. On my block, I'm on 129th. A developer is getting ready to build an 8-story building. And one of the candidates actually represented that client. And when you think about the developments that's getting ready to come, you want to look at the candidates and you want to see who are buying them out, because some people are being bought out. And I vow not to be one of those candidates to be bought out. Thank you.
Thank you. I get Ms. Bland, the same question, if you heard it, about Bank of America construction there. And how do you mitigate the complaint while you're encouraging smart development?
The concept of spot development is a bit vague. Smart development is what we should have, so that all developments and all of the awards, I make sure that they are compatible with the surrounding neighborhood and not a detriment. You don't want crowded, small units in a place where they don't belong. And you don't want height to be blocking other people's views and other people's environments. And that does take input from the citizens, but it also takes the integrity of elected officials to reject programs that are expensive, costly, and above all, we need to stop the prior history of land sales as opposed to land leases. We also need to restore the integrity of the magnet schools. Education is a great leveler, and we have great schools in our district too. And we have great universities in our city that I initiated interns coming from the School of Hospitality to intern at our small businesses, especially small businesses that need the assistance, especially in the pandemic. We have people struggling, we have people out of work, and we cannot just turn ourselves a blind eye to all of this. We have to face it and be innovative as well as conservative.
Thank you. The question is about construction of the senior living facility near Bank of America. How do we mitigate the complaint of the resident while we're encouraging smart development? Mr. Burns, please, you're up.
The project that he's speaking about has already been voted on. They're got their building permits approved, and that ship has sailed. But one of the things that happened is that the residents came out in full force, let their voice be known, and they were able to get some concessions. Not all the concessions that they wanted, but they did make a drastic change. They got further setbacks. They got the number of units reduced. And that goes to show you that the voice of the residents, if you get together and you scream and yell and go there with the facts, you can make change and you can hold your council people accountable. So that project is drastically different than what it was originally approved for, and that's because of the residents' input. It still may not be what the residents want, but is what the city council finally approved. Another issue, and Cassandra mentioned it, and it's a fact, it's right in her neighborhood, is a 7 to 8 story condominium or rental building going up surrounded by single family homes. That is absolutely ridiculous that they allowed that to happen. We want redevelopment. The property owners are entitled to it, but we need redevelopment to keep the city going. But we also must protect the single family homes. We must have a transition between single family homes and then and high rises. You have to go from a single family home to maybe 2 or 3 stories and then transition away from the single family homes for the larger buildings. We must remember that it's the single family homes that make up this city, but also we have to remember that the city is in a financial crisis and that we need new development. Our housing stock is old. Our apartment complexes are old. We do need new growth. We cannot continue to say no, but we can do it in a smart way with residents' participation. If something goes in your neighborhood and you never voiced your concern about it, that's on you. You need to take responsibility for your neighborhood and make sure that somebody from outside the city doesn't come in and wreck the most important investment that you have in your community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Same question to Dr. Medina. How do you mitigate the complaint and while you encouraging smart development in the city?
Thank you so much for this question. It's a great question, and it's something that is dear into my heart. Yeah, it was us, the neighbors of this area, that raised hell, and we were able to gain some minor things. But the initial project was a beautiful project. They came with a beautiful building. Artists were going to have their studios in the first floor, and then they will live in the other floors. And that was a project that was brought to us. But I immediately, that night, I had a bad feeling because they pick up all the architectural, artistic renditions that they offer. And when they took that away from us and they count them, I immediately had a back pain here because I know something was going on. So yes, we had to fight. We fought hard to gain what we gained on that particular lot. We didn't have the support of our council person. On the contrary, she was the one who brought the project forward, and it was approved because of her. So yes, we were able to, my family and myself, we funded the campaign, we funded the yard signs, we put a group together. I withdrew from the group because I was running at that point for being mayor, but my daughter, we work as a team, my daughter stayed there, we put things together, and it was us, the ones who were able to get the setbacks and, the 3 floors on the residential zone and the assurances of the parking. Still, because of all the goodies they're getting, our neighborhood is going to get greatly affected. And I oppose this as a resident and as a citizen of the city. But, you can do what you can do, and we got what we got. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The same question to you, Mr. Welsh. How do you listen to the complaint of the resident and you encourage smart development in the city?
As to the Bank of America, behind Bank of America, I was there when they approved it. Hector fought for his little community to safeguard their wishes. I believe smart development is not just District 2. It is citywide, and we need to look at it as a citywide project. We have low-income housing shortage, middle-income housing shortage, and how do we solve it? It's not solved by just saying, oh, we want it here and there. It is solved by finding the locations that will support what they are, whether it's in District 2, District 1, 3, or 4. I'm very much in favor of smart development that the people want. Talbert is building a 99-story building, 99-foot building on 123rd Street. I totally opposed it because they have no plan and no respect for the residents of San Souci area. They have no plan for the traffic that they're creating. They have no plan for the lack of parking that they are not putting in. We need to have smart development that respects the people. Bringing in developers to build on zoning spots that are already zoned for that is the best way to do smart development. Granting them height extensions when they bring a project that is supported is smart development. Bringing projects that nobody wants is not. And lastly, you hear about everybody, Cassandra mentioned people are being bought out. I am totally self-funded. I do not take a penny from anybody. So nobody's going to buy me by any means. I will support development that makes sense, and I will not support development that does not make sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question to Mr. Mcdearmade. How do you encourage smart development while listening to the voice of the residents?
Well, as was mentioned, that project by Bank of America has, the ship has sailed, as was mentioned. That was approved by our city council. There were a lot of modifications to it, so it's a far cry from what it was. Could it have been better? Well, probably in a lot of areas, yes. But it has been approved, and it is going to be moving forward. But moving to smart development, you know, smart development is a catchy word, and it means a lot of things to a lot of different people. The problem is, and I've seen it because I've been on the CRA board for quite a few years. I've had the opportunity through the CRA board to go to different cities, all the way from Coral Gables to Naples to Delray Beach, to see what smart development really is. Because it seems like we get a lot of advisors and consultants that come through, and we get studied to death. Okay, I mean, and every study that we spend 75, 100, 125,000 for sounds exactly like the study they did 2 years ago that they paid $100,000 for. So what is smart development? Well, we need to really look at what other people are doing that makes sense. If you look at Coral Gables and some of the STEP projects that they're doing, where they create buffers, or over in Naples, where the CRA has created a whole downtown that is next to a neighborhood, but it's a step process. You know, they have per stories, it goes all the way from 10 stories all the way down to 1. So, you know, there's so many ideas out there that can really be brought to the city. And I think through my exposure, through the CRA, through the Planning Commission, through all the boards that I've been in, that I've been able to travel around to different cities in this state and get an idea of what other people are really doing that does make sense, that is smart, more than just having a term, smart development.
Thank you so much. Now I will be addressing my final questions to you. And this is the opportunity to distinguish yourself from your opponent. So my question is, why should the constituent in District 2 vote for you instead of your opponent? We start with you, Ms. Blaine. Did you hear the question, or do you want me to repeat?
Actually, there was noise behind me.
Okay. What make you the best candidate? Why should the constituent of District 2 vote for you instead of your opponents?
Okay, I bring a unique background of accomplishments, including as a professor at FIU, initiating a master's program promoting the use of the resources of the universities to assist our city and intern and interface. As a child abuse prosecutor, I had the occasion to work to keep children at risk from harm, and I bring that experience, my legal training, my legal experience, and my advocacy for unique and successful projects, bringing innovation, development, and as Mr. Mcdearmade said, the programs that I'm talking about I tried to bring to the city of North Miami. Proven success in health insurance at half the cost, and proven development in a project called Tangelo Park in the outskirts of Orlando. Took a high crime neighborhood to a high education, low crime neighborhood. Last year and the year before, practically no crime and 100% high school graduation by private public partnerships. People in Orlando, when you ask about Tangelo Park, what's Tangelo Park? Quiet, effective development without spending wasteful money. Since our budget has not been balanced since May of 2013. We have missing money and a deficit that needs to be replenished, and we can do that with funding from outside and with resources from within.
Thank you. Mr. Byrne, the same question to you. Why should the resident of District 2 vote for you instead of your opponents?
Thank you. I want to make sure you all know that North Miami is really a great place to live. We're centrally located. We're not too far from the beach. We get to downtown Miami, we can go there up to Fort Lauderdale. We're a great city. We just have some management problems. We have some leadership problems. But we all live here for a reason. We can live anywhere else if we wanted to, but we choose to live here. And so I'm very proud to be a North Miamian. I was born and raised 2 miles from here. So I like our city, and I know our city could be so much better if we have the proper leadership. And I can provide that leadership. I have provided that leadership. I was the chairman of the CRA. I had to make those decisions. I was the mayor of the city. I had to make the difficult decisions. I had to prepare, respond, and rebuild after 2 hurricanes. I'm the only one who's had that experience. Imagine your child sitting next to you right now falls and collapses, not breathing. Do you want the kid who just got his American Red Cross CPR card working on your child, or you want that senior paramedic sitting in the chair next to you to resuscitate your child? That's the choices you have. You have to have open heart surgery. You want the surgeon who's never done open heart surgery, or you want the person who's done thousands of them successfully? I am that experienced person. And at this point in time for North Miami, experience matters because we have very, very serious problems. Thank you very much. And whatever you do, remember to come out and vote.
Thank you. Dr. Medina, same question. What distinguishes you from your opponent? Why should the resident of District 2 choose you instead of your other opponents here?
Good afternoon again to all of you. I'm Hector Medina, and I'm 145 on your ballot. Remember that, please. What distinguished me? Well, for one thing, I assisted Dr. DeBecke when he was doing doubles and triple bypass in the Methodist Hospital in Houston, and he was the father of that procedure. I am an advanced CPR instructor certified with the American Red Cross. So, experience, Jesus. I am not a lobbyist. I'll never be a lobbyist, ever. I will not take a penny for anything that I'll do for this city. I will serve you well. I am not a bureaucrat, and I have not been associated with this city in any way whatsoever professionally. And I will not post that as a plus on my resume. Please, this city sucks. The incompetence and of this city is beyond belief. And whatever you did 10, 12 years ago is irrelevant to me. It's the future. Nobody is going to fight harder for you. This is going to be my only job. I don't have to work, thank God. And this is going to be my only job. This is going to be what I'm going to leave to my kids. so they can come to this city and be proud and take a trip to Disney World when they come from Oklahoma. I lived 30 years in the winters of the North, 30 years. And we have a paradise here, and I am aimed to preserve it. And the suburban component of this city is something that I will fight, and I will fight for you harder than anybody. Nobody even come close to what I can do.
Thank you so much. Mr. Wells, why the resident should vote for you? Why you should be the council person for District 2?
Well, in my mind, I'm the perfect candidate. I don't take money from anybody. I don't owe money to anybody. I'm not a politician, so I don't have any baggage with me. I went to the University of Wisconsin, which I've experienced 20 below zero. Hector, it took you 30 years to get out of that. I have a bachelor's of science. I was a stockbroker. I've done construction. I'm a pilot. I've done many, many things. But the basic thing is I'm semi-retired, so I don't need any job. This will be a duty to the people to protect you, your way of living, and to improve it, to make sure your taxes are down, to make sure the water and public works works for you, to bring what the city needs to bring to you. I am just here to serve you. I have no outside businesses. I have no business in Miami, in North Miami. I want just to improve your life. I was HOA president of San Souci for 4 years. I'm still on the board there. I fought to protect them severely. The last city manager, excuse the French, said I was the biggest pain in the butt of any citizen in North Miami. I took that with pride because that means I was doing my job. For the people of Keystone, I attended their 4 years of their meetings. This year, Zoom, I'm a bit of a dinosaur, and somehow I never got onto that. But I am strictly interested in the citizens and nobody else. This city is built on the backs of you and not on the backs of developers. Developers owe you everything. The city owes you everything, and you deserve it because you are what makes the city.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Mcdearmade, the same question to you. Why are you the best candidate for the resident of District 2 to choose as the next council person?
Well, I think there's one thing that all of us here can agree on, including all of the candidates. There's one thing we all agree on. North Miami is a great place. North Miami is a great place with a great future. But bringing that future for fulfillment is a job that has to be done by people who have leadership and experience on an ongoing basis. I've been everything from presidents of nonprofits to homeowner associations to sitting on boards at the county, at the city. So I have this wide range of sitting and being exposed to all of the issues that we're dealing with here. And more importantly, the possible solutions to all the problems here. Because of the experience I've had over the past 30 years, working with the administrations from one to the next. So I know the differences, I know the people, I know the staff, and I know the problems. But I also, through my wide range of experience over the past 30 years, know the solutions to these problems. And if I don't know the solution to the problem, I know where to get it. I know where to reach out and make sure that we have adequate input so that we don't have things happen and somebody says, gee, why didn't we think about that? Well, you know, they would have thought about it if somebody would have reached out. And this is what we need to do to bring the best and the most to the city of North Miami and develop it for the future. This is the most critical time. You know, you say that all the time, but it really is true. We are at that critical time. So I think that my experience at all levels of government, and all levels of the community really fit me to be able to bring that help bring that future to North Miami. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the last not the least, why you are the best candidate among your opponent to represent District 2 in the city of North Miami.
So I think that I'm the best candidate to represent North Miami City Council District 2 because North Miami is my home. You see, I've been here all my life. And other people, they come to North Miami and they have their friends and family. I came to the city of North Miami unattached. I started working at 15 years old with the Museum of Contemporary Art. I gave them 8 good years of my life. And I even worked the bond campaign, walked every single business, knocked on every single door because I was a product of MOCA. I wasn't a product of City Hall. So when you talk about the friends and family, I am not part of that. And when North Miami is your home, you treat it differently. You care for it. You come and you serve here. And I didn't invest my life not to do right by North Miami. And in 5 years, our city will be 100 years old. And if we don't have the right people serving our community, if we don't begin to address the issues, where would North Miami be? The time is now for young people. The time is now for people with vision, people with connects, people with contact, people that know what's going on the inside to fix North Miami, to fix our situation here. And amongst me, I'm probably the youngest candidate, but I'm also probably the only experienced candidate because I left my job in the midst of a pandemic to run for office. I'm risking it all. And I'm risking it all for North Miami City Council, for North Miami District 2. Again, my name is Cassandra Timothy, and I'm running to be North Miami City Council District 2 person on Tuesday, May 11th, because the time is now. If not now, when? I'm ready to get in good trouble for my community. And I'm not here just to represent one group. I'm here to represent everyone. I am running this race with my friends, with my families, with my colleagues, and we're putting it all on the table. We're holding nothing back. And we're risking it all because we know that this is our home. And I want to do right by my home. And on Tuesday, May 11th, I hope to have your help. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I believe everyone have answered. And that would conclude the presentation for District 2. I thank every one of you for you conducting yourself with a lot of dignity. And you all are acknowledged for putting your hat in the ring to be willing to work hard for your city. Thank you, and I wish the best of luck to every one of you. And any one of you get elected, the city of Miami, North Miami, would be greatly represented. Thank you. Good luck to every one of you.
Thank you so much to all the candidates in District 2. So would all the candidates for District 3 come up and grab a seat? The questions, if you had questions, please sit tight. We're going to ask questions at the end so that the candidate can answer. Yes, there's going to be a 5-minute break. 5-minute break, but after, join us over here. All right, thank you.
So we want to be clear to all the candidates for District 2. If you do leave now, you will not get the opportunity to answer the questions for the constituents. We want to make that very clear. Questions are going to be taken at the end. Thank you.
Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
If people are not ready, they're not ready.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3.
Okay.
Challenging times need strong leadership.
Okay.
Zhang Marcellus,
It's working?
a family man,
Okay.
a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
You guys can change the thing so that the seat can be lower instead of jumping off. My mic, boss man. All right, everyone, can we please gather around again? Can we simmer down, class? Yes? No? Okay, later. Huh? I gotta do a threat. Put a little bass in my voice. All right, everyone, we will commence with District 3 candidate forum. Can everyone come back to their seats? Yes, everyone. All right. What he said? You ready, Sandra? We wait for them. All right, so thank you for joining us again. I hope that everyone got what they were looking for in the District 2 forum. That was our time so that we can actually hear the candidates, hear what they have to say, try to evaluate their competence. Do you think they can fulfill the job? For the person who's going to be occupying the seat for the next 4 years, okay? 4 years is not 2 years. 4 years is 4 years. We know 4 years is a lot. So with this next forum, the long-awaited District 3 forum, Sandra St. Hilaire will be moderating this forum. And with that, you can begin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sandra St. Hilaire. I live in North Miami. I was a campaign treasurer for candidates running in offices such as mayor, state representative, and many others for the past 6 years. Today, I'm just here as a moderator to ask a few questions, I think, to one of the most important races in the county. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, to one of the most important races in our city for District 3 for the City of North Miami Council. So we're going to start now. I guess we can do the introduction of yourself. We're going to start with Councilwoman Mary Estima Irvine. The first question is, please tell us about yourself and your motivation to lead as council person in North Miami District 3. And you have 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here. I want to thank BL Consulting for putting this forum together. I am Mary Estima Irvine, a single mother, a businesswoman, and the councilwoman for District 3. For many years, I held a business, Estima Irvine Associate, a staffing and recruiting business, where I actually had 500 employees throughout South Florida. And during that time, I continued to serve my community, and I served on 7 boards for about 12 years. And since I have been serving this community, and when I came into office, well, this is basically me. I'm just a small business, a mom, and I'm running for District 3. Thank you.
Okay, we'll have the next candidate in line, Mr. Zhang Marcellus. Please tell us about yourself and your motivation to lead as council person in North Miami District 3.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Jean Marcellus. I'm a former councilman from the city of North Miami District 3 from 2009 to 2013. Why I decided to come back to that same seat that I was elected in 2009. Number one is the lack of initiative by the current council person and the shortfall that we have in the city. It seemed like the same thing in 2009 when I was elected. The city has a shortfall of $8 million. After 2 years, we balanced our budget and we put the city on its feet. The same situation we present right now. After few friends and neighbors contacted me, they said, Marcellus, we think it's the time. Your time is right now to go back and do what you know to do best. Go fix the trouble. Go fix the problem. This is one of the reasons that I'm here. I'm here just to fix the problem that we have in the city, especially District 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Next candidate, Miss Laura Hill.
Good evening, North Miami and District 3 in particular. I am Laura Hill, and I have been a resident of North Miami for the past 10 years. I wear a lot of hats. I am a wife, I'm a mother, but it has been the work of my life and the joy of my life to be a community activist. I've been a community activist since I was about 18 years old, probably before that. And I have been showing up for the community every single day for the past 10 years that I've lived in North Miami. Professionally, I am an immigration paralegal. I have spent a large part of my life assisting and helping immigrants in the United States of America of all nationalities to become American citizens and take their place in the American dream. And I am so proud of that. That is probably one of the things in my life that I am the most proud of. I also am proud of the work that I've done here in the city for the past decade. I don't just solve my problems, I take on the larger problem. When our area was not being represented to our city, I started with my neighbors, our only homeowners associations in District 3, and I have been serving on that board every day since then. When I noticed that we had a problem with getting funding for Cagney Park, I put together the community and we fought for that money. And that is who I am. I have a lot of different things, but what I am is a fighter and somebody who cares greatly about this city. So thank you for coming tonight and coming out for the community and your district.
Next candidate, Juancito Francis.
Good evening, North Miamian. I want to start by saying this. Who living in District 3 who's here tonight? I'm here for you. I want my opponents to be focused on the question they ask. I want to thank first my wife, Renata St. Louis. I've been campaigning for the past of two campaigns without her, but now I'm so happy I have my soulmate. She's my friend. She's canvassing for me. She done everything, so I'm so happy. Baby, I love you. First of all, my name is Juancito Francis. I am a business person in the district. I live in the district since 2007. I'm the only one candidate who own, I'm the second candidate who own a house in the district. Me and my opponent, Laura Hill. The other one, they come to take opportunity from you guys. Me and Laura Hill, we have interest in the city of North Miami. I've been campaigning on issues. I bring $60,000 from the mayor to the city of North Miami for misuse. That's what I've done for North Miami. And I could tell you tonight, if you elected me, I'm gonna be your representative, and I could make you feel happy and proud to be a North Miami District 3. I'm a graduated from Miami-Dade College, also from FIU. So I'm here a businessman. I came here when English was not even my fourth language. I'm so amazed. I'm here. I'm an open book. You can ask me any question you want. Thank you for being here tonight because you have interest in North Miami.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with the first question. What have you done in your community in the past 3 to 5 years to prepare you for this office? We're going to start with Laura Hill.
Well, it would be easier to say, what haven't I done in this community in the last 3 to 5 years? I have worked tirelessly to capture the money for Cagney Park. I got the community together to fight for the $5 million, and I will deliver that park to you after 15 years of waiting. I have also been steadfast in my attendance and understanding the issues that we have in North Miami. There are very few council meetings or town halls, the comprehensive plan. Every single time there's a city meeting, I am there and I always speak up. And I created the Homeowners Association. I also have been developing the Democratic Party here in our area of North Dade. You have seen me at almost all of the elections working to get out the vote and encouraging civic engagement. I usually am one of the organizers that puts these forums on. So you know my work ethic is unbeatable. And you know that I care because I've shown up for almost everybody in this room at one time or the other. This was not a dream of mine to run for public office. I'm running because we all deserve more, and we all know it. Each one of us in this room, no matter who you're supporting, knows that we deserve more. We deserve council people who put in the work every day because we know they're getting paid for that. And, you know, when people talk about the budget, I know about the budget because I have been researching it. I have read every budget book for the last 6 years. When I get elected, my red pens will be out of ink because your money is earned by you, and I respect that. But not only do I respect that, I also work hard. And I want to work hard for you. I will show up at City Hall business hours. I will not just show up for the meetings and for the ribbon cuttings and the lunches. I will show up to do the job you pay for. Thank you.
Next candidate is Zhang Marcellus. The question, I'll repeat it, is what have you done in the community for the past 3 to 5 years to prepare you for this seat?
Really, I think knowledge and experience, that's what is preparing me for that seat. For the past 5 years, I worked tirelessly with different organizations in the city to preserve what we have. One of the biggest fights that I had for the city is in 2018 when the city issued a bond, and I believe that bond is a disaster for the citizens of the city of North Miami. I put my money and I put a coalition together and to fight that bond, and fortunately we won and they lost. So therefore I always here in the city and concerned about the issue that concern our citizens. I'm always there. Thank you.
Next candidate is Councilwoman Mary Estima Irvine. Same question. What have you done in the community for the past 3 to 5 years to prepare you for this office, or what have you done since being in office?
So since June 11, 2019, I have the privilege of serving the city of North Miami, in particular District 3. And as soon as I got in, I inherited a $8.4 million deficit. Prior to running, there was rumors that there was a deficit. And then when asked, there was not a deficit. But when reality hit, there was a deficit. I immediately, during our budget hearing, reduced a lot of our spending by 50%. 5 months after that, we got hit with a global pandemic. That global pandemic was not on my agenda. Nevertheless, I still did what I needed to do. And so we immediately voted for millions of dollars to provide relief for rental relief, for mortgage relief, for utility relief, for small businesses. And this is what I have been doing for the past 2 years. I've just been taking care and getting us through this pandemic.
Last candidate is Juancito Francis. Same question.
Actually, Juancito Francis fought for a lot of issues in North Miami for the past of 4 years. What I fought for was the first time I mentioned it at my introduction. We bring back some misunderstanding car rental issues from the previous mayors to the city of North Miami. In other words, Juancito Francis always been a dog wash for the city of North Miami. So, and my address always be fixed in the city. So most of only one of my opponents live in the district. I can't understand why other opponents, they keep lying to the resident. I want you tonight. I'm here to let you guys know you need to vote for people who live in the district, not people who come from to take a job. This issue is not a job. It's a problem with us as a resident we're facing. We need solution. It's 1, 2, 3. We need solution for the issue. That's what I've done for the city. And also, I am a job creator. I'm an entrepreneur. I create jobs. I give people jobs in the city. So now I want 2 of my opponents to be clear. Don't lie to my constituent. Don't lie to my resident. You don't live in the district. Where you live at? Mention your address. Thank you, and I hope you make the right choice.
Please stick to the questions that we're asking. For the next question, the first candidate we're going to have is Zhang Marcellus. And the question is, what is the most pressing issue in your district, and what is your proposed solution?
Number one, let me start by saying that in 1987, 1988, I used to live in 3rd Court, Northeast 136th Street. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment. I used to pay $275 for that apartment. Today's, the same apartment, you need $1,300 to rent that apartment. And beside of that, you need $3,300 you have to make per month in order to qualify for that apartment. You need a credit score of 620, and you may never have an issue with evictions. Therefore, I realize the low-income people right now cannot live in the city. It's impossible for them to live right now in the city because of that situations. My number one priority is the affordable housing. Is look at that issue very deeply and how we're going to solve this thing and to help our low-income people. After we balance the budget, we have to, and the second most pressing one is the affordable housing. What I'm proposing for that, it's simple. I'm just going to get all the stakeholders together, the homeowner association, the concerned citizens, the leaders, and the community leaders, and the elected officials, the developers also. Sit and listen to them. After listening to them, and we do recommendations, from that recommendation, then I'm going to go out, look for the county dollars, the state dollars, and the federal dollars in order to get these low-income people out of that situation. Thank you.
Next candidate is Juancito Francis. The same question. What is the most pressing issue in your district, and what is your proposed solution?
I am the voice of the people of District 3. 1 year ago, Councilman Estima voted for Wendy's to be on 130.
Excuse me, we stated that this is not a debate. It is, hold on, it is a forum. You are to answer the question asked. Mr. Juancito Francis, you're not to mention any opponent. Mr. Juancito, we were clear. Mr. Juancito, you will answer the question and you will not mention any of your candidates.
You can continue. He has about a minute and 42 seconds.
To say it. Ma'am, it's public record. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's public record.
Okay, I can repeat the question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the most pressing issue in your district, and what is your proposed solution?
That's my introduction to my answer.
Okay, thank you.
1 year ago, Councilman Estima vote on District 3 for Wendy's to be there. While we as Councilwoman, okay, I made a mistake. Thank you, Miss former council.
Please, you have a minute and 10 seconds. You can finish. You guys will have a chance after.
I vote. She vote on that issue for Wendy's to be on a residential area, while we as a resident we say no. We want residential to stay residential, and commercial to be commercial. So what I propose to do, and I would work with the council to bring more housing in the district. And this is why I was so frustrated. And as a resident, and my house is in this area, and I decided to make residents in North Miami a better sense as a residents of North Miami. Thank you.
Thank you. Next candidate is Mrs. Laura Hill. Same question. What is the most pressing issue in your district, and what is your proposed solution?
Well, since I have 2 minutes, I'm going to be brief. We have a lot of issues in our district, such as the unacceptable housing on 6th Avenue that is not even fit for animals to live in, that has been allowed for many, many years. We have infrastructure problems like crazy, and all of us know that because sewage is coming up our toilets and up our bathtubs. But the biggest problem we have in District 3 is a lack of integrity from our elected officials. You cannot go to voters and tell them, I promise to vote for against something, and turn around and vote for it. You cannot take their paycheck and your hard work and your money and turn around and not work for it. You cannot take the position and not bring money and solutions back to North Miami. And that is what's been happening. And that is why so many of our district residents no longer even want to vote in elections in North Miami. That is a problem. Somebody with integrity will go to the county and say, listen, these county roads are yours, but the problems that your roads are facing are ours. Because every day people are speeding down our roads and doing donuts, and our council people say, oh, the county said no, so I guess you don't get a solution. No, you have to fight for your solutions. And you know what? My husband and I, we have fought hard for this city. We were up in Georgia fighting for the COVID money that's coming to North Miami in May. And you know what? It's really, I just want to point out that I see a lot of my opponents taking credit for stuff that they were never part of. I fought Wendy's. My neighbors fought Wendy's. I never once saw Juancito Francis. We sat in Cagney Park meetings to bring the money back. None of my opponents were ever there. I was the chairwoman of the anti-bond committee, the PAC. I did the work. I put my reputation on the line. Not one of my opponents showed up for you, and they will not show up for you if they get elected.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, let me just do a quick reminder. I know that we're all on a roll, and it's very nice, the passion. Let me just remind everyone, this is not a debate, and we ought to respect one another as such. So please, no name calling. No name calling. Let's 2 minutes, answer the question. You'll have a chance to address your opponent at the end, so we can kind of save that for it. So last but not least, Councilwoman Mary Estima Irvine, the same question. What is the most pressing issue in your district, and what is your proposed solution?
Wow. Hearing them, you would think I'm the worst person ever. What I can tell you is, so one of the the troubles that I have, that I inherited. This city is 95 years old, and we are in help of infrastructure. So I'm the type that's always going to tell you the truth. It sounds, it may sound good that when you get elected, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And I had to learn that myself. So when I got into office, the first thing I said, I'm going to take care of the infrastructure. So public works director, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? It's about $58 million to take care of it. So one of the things that I did, I immediately became a member of the National Leagues of Cities Federal Advocacy Committee, and I am on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, so that I can help lobby to get the dollars on the federal level to be able to answer those questions. In the meantime, one of the first things that I did as an elected official, we put $3.5 million to address affordable housing. And because of the pandemic, we then used that money to help out the housing in terms of the rent relief and the mortgage relief. And that's what I have done. That's what I will continue to do. I will continue to address, to advocate, to make sure that we have the dollars to come to deal with the infrastructures and continue to work on the affordable housing, the workforce housing, as I've mentioned before. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, all candidates. We're going to proceed to the third question. District 3 has Family Dollars and a lot of dollar stores. And I believe that I see the frustration in all of you when you speak on, which businesses are going to come into the city. So the next question is, what are your plans for development in your district? And what does it look like? If you were able to build the ideal business as soon as you get elected or remain in office, what would it look like? And we're going to start with Juancito Francis.
I believe this question is designed just for me because I am a small business owner. I will definitely work with the council because there's no way one councilman could do thing by itself. We need to work together to bring a smart plan to develop small business. I believe this pandemic teach us a lot as a small business, which is we were not prepared for. So we will need to work with hand in hand with the small business to educate them, make sure we give them the workshop that they need, not the workshop that we as elected official we need in order to know to have a proper business and to face a situation like this in 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, we don't know. So what I would do, I would work with all the council, as I mentioned, to bring money and to educate them and to have a better small business community. Look at 125th, the major city that we have at this time. It is dead. I would work with the council to bring money to wake up this district, this city, to make sure we have 9 business where if you want to spend the 9, you could go after midnight, after 1 o'clock. That's what I'm gonna do as a business owner, deal with investor, deal with the city to bring more money. Thank you.
The next candidate is Zhang Marcellus. The question is, what are your plans for development in District 3? And if you were to be elected, what is the business that you would place in the city?
Definitely is not going to be that store. It's not going to be. Let's look at it this way. In 2019, before the COVID-19 hit us so bad, we have 23 million visitors visit Dade County. And the expert on that field says they spend $1,000 on average, which means they spend $23 billion for that year in Miami-Dade County. Guess what? How many cities will get the money? only two cities. The city of Miami Beach, because they have South Beach and most of the hotel. The other city is city of Miami because they have most of the entertainments and most of the hotel. After that, nobody. The city of North Miami has zero on that $23 billion. And while the city of North Miami is only 15 minutes from Miami Airport, 15 minutes from Port of Miami, 15 minutes from Hollywood Fort Lauderdale Airport, and 15 minutes from Everglades, Port of Everglades. We have a problem then. If I have to make a business, if I have to make a development, this is make the city attractive enough to attract developers. And all the ships that leave the city, the Port of Miami, all the ships that leave Port of Everglades, where they going? They're going to explore the Caribbean Sea. And while we have a business corridor right there in West Dixie Highway that is lapidated, we need some good developments there. The time is too short, guys. Thank you.
The next candidate is Councilwoman Mary Estima Irvine. Same question. What are your plans for development in the district? And if you were to retain your seat, what would be the business that you bring in the city?
Thank you so much for the questions. This is one of the resolutions that I actually just sponsored. One of the industries that I'm actually attracting to our cities is the technology industry. So the city manager and administration is actually working right now to study and bring that technology right here. When I ran for office in 2019, one of the things that I wanted to do, the area where the people actually voted me to serve, is the West Dixie corridor. I have been pushing and trying to get things active there. Actually, we have some development happening, but because of COVID, it's slowed down. And so to answer the question, this is what I'm doing. I'm bringing the technology. I'm bringing the technology industry. I'm attracting the technology industry to come to serve in our city and in our city. That's it.
Okay. Next candidate is Mrs. Laura Hill. Same question. What are your plans for development in District 3? And if you were to get elected, what is your first business you bring in the city?
Okay, first I want to clarify, Zhang Marcellus was part of the anti-bond campaign, and I want to also thank you because that is a very important contribution. So development in in District 3 will look like a housing renovation on Northeast 6th Avenue. We talk a lot about development that's coming into our city, but we need to talk a lot about the development that has been in our city. A lot of our apartment complexes are completely run down. They are charging prime rent, and the tenants are not getting what they deserve for their rent. For far too long in the city of North Miami, slumlords have been allowed to operate with abandon. That ends with me. There is no reason in the city of North Miami in the United States of America that people are living in squalor to that level, and we are turning our backs. I will not turn my back on renters. I will constantly be an advocate for renters' rights. A lot of people today have talked about smart development, but I want to talk about equitable development. When we bring development into our residential neighborhoods, we need to make sure that we're maintaining the charm and the quality of life for our residents. We need to make sure that projects are conforming to the neighborhoods that they're being put into, and residents are being informed and consulted. It's not okay that somebody has invested their life into the city of North Miami and nobody takes their plight with any sort of consideration. That is not fair. So equitable development has to happen in North Miami, and we have to make sure it fits in with the residential charm of our neighborhood. And I will be your advocate for that because I know what it's like. And, sometimes we have taken on David and Goliath projects, and you know what else? We have won. So please give me the opportunity to renovate 6th Avenue and to be a steward of our district. Thank you.
Question number 4. We are in an $8 million deficit. To each candidate, what does fiscal responsibility looks like in action to you? And since we're going to start with Councilwoman Mary Estima, what have you done since being in office to display fiscal responsibility?
As I mentioned earlier, I inherited an $8.4 million deficit. Actually, it went up a little higher. I can say that we have taken the steps. During budget, I went ahead and I reduced our spending by 50%. We have definitely cut on our spending, and our deficit is decreasing. Right now, we are at approximately $7.5 million deficit from a $20 million number roughly. So that's what I've done.
Okay. Next candidate is Zhang Marcellus. Same question.
When I was elected in 2009, we inherited $8 million shortfall deficit. Within 2 years, we balanced our budget and we put the city on its feet. And when I left office, I left the city with $12 million of a surplus. This is the same experience that I'm going to bring to the city again. I will balance the budget, and I will make sure I will leave the city with a surplus when my term is up. Thank you.
Next candidate is Mrs. Laura Hill. Same question. What does fiscal responsibility looks like in action to you?
Okay, so I'm very, very clear at the job that I'm applying for. I know that I'm applying to be a municipal governing steward of our city, and that means that we need to take the job back. We are here to provide services to residents. When the budget comes in this year, I'm going to take a red marker and take out anything that is not improving the quality of life for the people who are supporting the income. We need to make sure that we're stewards of the city. The other thing I want to point out and tell you I will rectify is we are paying way too much for our mayor and council. I will offer a 25% reduction in pay because you know what? Everybody else has gotten reductions. The only people not suffering during this hard time is mayor and council. We are all tightening our belts, and I plan to make sure that we start with mayor and council and then also eliminating the types of spending that have no place in municipal governing. For example, $2 million Super Bowl party. That's totally inappropriate. We have way too many concerts. We probably need to take a look at people who have been hired. Is their job essential? We need to be stewards of your tax money because guess what? You guys and me, we all deserve more, and we will not be able to fund more unless we get rid of the wasteful spending. So I will be a hawk, and I will make sure that if it is not benefiting the people and the investors in North Miami, it is not spent.
Next candidate, Juancito Francis, same question. What does fiscal responsibility looks like to you in action?
That is one of the point where me and my opponent Lower Hill we meet up. But the only difference is my opponent Lower Hill is a business failure. Versus I am a business successful.
Sir, we ought to respect one another.
It's not.
Let me just repeat the question. I apologize, but I'm going to repeat the question. Okay. The question is, what does fiscal responsibility looks like to you in action? Again, you will have the opportunity to address your opponent. For right now, I would love for you to answer the question.
The question is, I am a business successful. I have a surplus in my business. That's why people say that, oh, it's so and so. So what I would do, the same way I do it for my business, eliminate the unnecessary expense. Like she mentioned, she is clear. The $2 million for wet carpet expenses is unnecessary. The question that I'm going to ask for you, what that's gonna benefit you as a resident of North Miami, what that's gonna bring for you as a resident of North Miami. If not gonna bring anything for your houses, for your rent, for your expenses, I'm not gonna vote for that. I'm gonna eliminate that. Secondly, there's another point. Me and her, we meet up. I believe it's too expensive for the city mayor and council wait. I'm gonna reduce that. If I'm not gonna reduce it, I promise you now tonight, once I get elected, I'm gonna cut my paycheck and 50% go to the city and 50% go to myself. It's just to give back to the community what they deserve for. This is what I'm gonna do. Thank you.
Okay, this is question number 5 before we jump to individual questions. The last question, we're going to start with you again, Mr. Juancito Francis. The question is, what are your plans to address the sewer problem in your district, especially on Griffith Boulevard? Would you like to repeat it?
I got it. Beside the sewer problem, we have the canal problem, and I want to add to you guys who live in this area because I'm a part of the canal of District 3. I wish to see one day you and I could sit down on a weekend. We're riding. If you do have a boat, we could ride it on the canal. We create programs for kids. Sewer is a major problem in the district. It is completely messed up. So I promise you guys, I'm gonna vote on a budget where we have them clean, where we have them proper. I got my house, I taking care of that. The grass over there is completely dead. It was brown. I bring it green. My main goal, if you vote for me the same way I do in front of my house, I'm gonna do your house the same. Vote for me. My number is 151. I guarantee you I'm gonna make it happen because I believe in beautiful things. Thank you.
The next candidate is Councilwoman Mary Estima Irvine. Same question. What are your plans to address the sewer issue in your district, especially on Griffin Boulevard?
So like I mentioned to you before, our city is 95 years old. We have we really are in need of...
Give us 1 second, Councilwoman. I don't believe they could hear us. Okay, go ahead. I apologize.
Sure. Like I've mentioned before, our city is 95 years old and we are in need of an infrastructure. It is not a quick fix. As much as I'd like to say it's a quick fix, it's not. It's about a $58 million project to handle. And so like I said, I'm going to continue to advocate and to do what I can do to get the funds that are necessary on the federal level. In the meantime, there are pumps there. There are, we will continue to press the public works to continue to do what what is necessary or what can be done to deal with that issue. But it is not a quick fix, and I would not want anyone to think that it is a quick fix.
Okay. Mrs. Laura Hill, same question. What are your plans to address the sewer problem in your district, especially on Griffin Boulevard?
I've been waiting for this question my whole life. Okay, I know the problem really well. 2/3 of North Miami's sewage meets up between 131st and Griffin Boulevard. The first thing I will do is make sure that I have a complete map of the sewage plumbing situation in North Miami. Then we need to find out which year each pipes have been upgraded, and also, I would like to request where the majority of the main line breaks are. Okay, so immediately we need to address the acute problems, but on a holistic level, we need to start thinking about the future of North Miami's sewage and flooding. And this is a major issue because right now, all of our stormwater goes into the storm drains and gets flushed out into the Biscayne Canal. However, because the Biscayne Canal's sea level keeps rising, there's not room for the water. So we need to fix the problems right now, but if we are going to be a resilient city into the future, we need to figure out where we can put the water, because the canal is not going to be a viable option for longer. And there is not going to be a time when that level goes down. Our sea level rises and our flood water stops going in. And that's why when we have serious rains, the water is actually coming up the storm drains instead of going down. So we need to capture aggressively infrastructure money. We are basically ground zero for sea level change, climate change, and we are seeing that every time it rains. Thank you.
Last candidate, Juan Marcellus. Same questions. What are your plans to address the sewer problem in your district, especially on Griffin Boulevard?
When I was a councilman on 2011, I passed a resolution that addressed this issue. Let me tell you something. Whenever it's raining for 4 hours, the entire central of this district is flooded out. In 2011, it was raining for 4 hours, and the city is flooded out. Okay. It's not only a sewer problem. No, when I pass that resolutions, the resolution mentions we can raise the house up a little bit because some of the house is too low. But after a while, I have learned something more than that. I realize, because I do some research, all the water on the ground problems is responsible by Miami-Dade water management. Miami-Dade water management is responsible for a lot of them. Therefore, by knowing more than that, I have to sit with some of the county commissioners who responsible for their parts because they do not clean their sewage. They do not fix their part. And to make them aware of them and to work together with them to see if we can solve some of this problem. And beside of voting for some money, put some money for that issues, because the sewer is a big deal. And the flood is an even bigger deal for our citizens. And I can tell you, I know how to do it. I know how to sit with the county, and I know where to go and to find some money to fix it. Elected me, and you will see most of this problem will be fixed.
Thank you.
Once again, my number is 153.
You can stay. We'll start the next question with you. So these are going to be individual questions addressed to each candidate. They are to be answered by you only. So the question is, Mr. Zhang Marcellus, you've been accused that you do not live in your district, and you were once elected. So please clarify 2 points. 1, do you live in your district? And 2, do you believe your competence qualifies you for the seat once more?
I just mentioned I was living, I was in the house since 1987-88. You see how back the same put you? 87-88. Yes, I live in the city. And if I'm competent, let's say that. My knowledge, no one among all my opponents has the knowledge and experience that I have. I've been in the public arena since I was 20 years of age. I start with someone that well known called Father Juancito as a community activist or community organizer. And from there, I have been a correctional officer, a police officer, and you see,
you have 1 minute.
I have been a police officer. I work for 2 different police departments. One is Florida City, and the second one is the city of West Miami. I work for 2 different cities. And with that, in 2009, I have been elected for District 3 councilman of the city of North Miami. let's say that the competence that I have to balance the budget after 2 years and to produce result, that's fair enough to make sure that I'm competent to run the city. Not only balance the city, I left $1 million for our library system. I proposed $1,000, $1 million to buy police cars. I proposed $1 million. 13500 Northeast, Third Court, apartment 21.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
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 That's where I live.
Okay. We're gonna have time at the end to ask question. And then we'll also have questions from the audience as well. Your time is up. I do apologize. I meant to say that.
You see, that's the
no, you'll
trouble.
have a chance
That's
to address the
trouble.
audience.
I do not have all my time to answer the question.
No, you
Okay.
will. You will. The next question is from Juancito Francis.
All right.
I apologize. We've lowered the time to about a minute. Juancito Francis, you've been accused of being just power hungry, and you've ran probably twice already. So my question is, and also
Say that again. I didn't hear
you've
it.
been accused of being title driven, and that you don't have any set plan to run the district. So my question is, you've had 2 unsuccessful campaigns. What is the difference that will make District 3 vote for you now?
It's a good question. I would like my wife to answer this question for me. However, I'm the
cannot.
candidate. I am the one who's going to answer it. I have someone who's so proud of me. And I have my kid who's so proud of me. I'm a father. I'm a responsible person. First of all, let me fix that question. I made 2 campaigns. I came from nowhere. I finished in second on all those 2 campaigns. So, secondly, I am a one who has a business, who's a successful business person in the city, which is who give back to the community. So all the other opponents, like I mentioned, I do apologize to my opponent, Laura Hill. I didn't mean to offend you by saying that I have to say it in public, and you are business failure. So I do apologize for that because you take it personal.
Okay.
But what I mean is
Thank
this.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, it's 2
okay,
minutes.
so we're gonna stop.
It's
we're,
2 minutes.
We're gonna stop because they would like to. We have a celebration tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and stop for about 5.
But in my 2 minutes.
We're gonna celebrate someone's 95th birthday.
Oh.
95. No, we're gonna celebrate. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You guys are welcome. No. Go ahead. You got it.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to
Okay, so you're gonna wait? Okay.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former councilman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami.
Frankie, let's try again. Okay. Laura Hill. Mrs. Laura Hill. Yeah, okay. We got thumbs up. So this question. Last one. Okay. 95 years old. Start, Frankie. Okay. All righty. So this
Happy birthday.
This question is for Mrs. Laura Hill. Last year, you recently opposed the Citizen Oversight Board. Although you have a large population. I'm sorry?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I apologize. So recently, there's been some conversation on social media that you will not be a representative for all. Can you clarify that you have not avoided any particular group of people and that you can serve as a councilwoman for all of District 3?
Absolutely. You know, I have sent letters and not emails. I have sent letters and I've knocked on almost every door in this district. Alone in the apartments, I've knocked on over 1,000 doors. I have not avoided the Haitian community, but what I do have a problem with is engaging in bad politics. I have had a City of North Miami employee who has been working on behalf of our council person being very undignified. And that kind of behavior should never be part of our democracy, because you know what happens when people see that? They don't want to participate and they do not want to run for office. I am a strong woman. I am a kind woman, and I'm a fair woman. I deeply love the Haitian community. I have worked in immigration for a huge part of my life, and I have done more TPS cases for free than most people have done for pay. And so it is offensive to me to be called a racist. But you know what is more offensive is the negative campaigning. It is not fair to be stalked. It is not fair to be attacked. And it is not okay. And so I oppose that. I would never allow that in my campaign. And all it does is further the disillusionment that the residents have in the city. We are better than that. All of us are better than that, and we all deserve more. And I will be a representative of everybody, Haitian, Latino, and white people, and anybody else who wants to come to the district and live a good life. That is what I'm going to be working for. I have never avoided anyone, and you don't have to take it from somebody on social media. You can go and talk to the voters of District 3. They have seen me. They have sat with me. In fact, on Sunday, I was a guest at a Haitian church. And the reason I was a guest, because I sat for 45 minutes and spoke to a pastor, even though he had a Mary Estima Irvine sign in his yard. So it is untrue, it's unacceptable, and we should not condone this behavior. And actually, I would like an apology for this behavior from our councilwoman. It is inappropriate, and I will never engage in that behavior.
Time, thank you. Let us keep Last question is to Councilwoman Mary Irvine. You ran your last campaign on development and fiscal responsibility.
Excuse me for a minute. I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to address this. I think the rules were when somebody mentions somebody's name, you have the right to respond. And I tried not to respond, but I'm tired of lies.
Would you like to respond at the end?
Yeah, no, I want to respond now, please.
So you want to use your 2 minutes to respond to her?
That's fine. I am tired of lies. If anyone wants to run, it is a democracy, and we should be able to exercise our right to run. I've been accused of a lot of things, and it's not so. Laura Hill, you've accused me of having somebody that works in my campaign that are calling you names. That is not true. Okay.
Allow the councilwoman to finish. We're gonna have an audience.
Again, you stated that there's an employee that works on my campaign, and that is not a true statement. So I just want to clarify that.
Allow the councilwoman to finish her 2 minutes, please. We'll ask questions after. Go ahead, continue, councilwoman.
Okay, it's just not fair. We need to be truthful. There were so many lies, and I really just tried to stick to answering the question. Even before I was elected, Laura decided and texted it to me and said she was going to run for office. It's okay. It is a democracy. It is being allowed because the rules are if you mention a candidate's name, then I can respond.
Okay.
Several of you did that.
Listen. Okay. All right. So the rules have been
So I just want to clarify that there is nobody in the city working on my campaign.
Okay. So let me just speak as a moderator. The rules were from the very beginning that you guys each have 2 minutes to address the questions that were posed, and second, that you were not to address your opponent. I believe every candidate here has done that. And that's very unfortunate because I don't believe you guys are here to address one another. You're here to address the people of District 3. And I have repeated myself at least 5 times at the end, once you allow me to finish, okay? I have repeated myself that at the end, you have the opportunity to address your opponent and say exactly why you're better than the opponent. I don't believe you guys understand that. You are to address the constituents of District 3. And Juancito, I'm going to be honest with you, you've actually started it. So the councilwoman, I asked her the question, does she want to use her 2 minutes to address what Mrs. Laura Hill said? She said yes. And no, I mean, but the point being is, she's speaking. She has 2 minutes. I understand, Juancito, but she allowed you to speak. Laura allowed you to speak. You've called everyone out and they allow you to speak. Okay, so the next part, you have 30 seconds, councilwoman, to answer, and you would not answer the last question because you've please go ahead. Councilwoman, please go ahead and finish your last 30 seconds.
No, I've already stated it. I'm ready for your question. Thank you.
Okay. So the question is, you will not have 2 minutes to answer anymore. The question is, you speak on, you're not going to say why you're better than your opponent because you forfeited your last question. But there was a question that I had personally, Your last campaign, you ran on fiscal responsibility and also development. My question is, your last event with the CRA, you were accused of not being fiscally responsible. Would you like to clarify that? You have 1 minute.
Yes, I will. Thank you. The last event that I did was for the month of March, and it was a women's empowerment network. And the purpose of that event was to especially to target women in business and to give them about 10 pointers on what they should do to revamp their business or start a business during this this time of COVID. Pre-COVID, women businesses were thriving, and they were one of the largest small group of businesses thriving. But because of COVID, that didn't happen. So I found it necessary. One of the things that the CRA is here for is to eliminate slum and blight, and it's also to attract economic development. And so I thought, so we had panelists that gave advice to small businesses. So I do not feel that those funds were not used in a fiscal matter. It was used to educate women, or actually it was focused on women, but any small business woman on what to do in a time as this, as a lot of small businesses are going through hard times in this time.
Thank you. Okay. We've reached the end of our forum and debate. So the last question, Mr. Jean Wodwig, is not a question. It's for him to say, why should the constituent of District 3 vote for you? And I believe you guys are going to address this regardless if I ask, is what makes you better than your opponent? You have 1 minute.
The reason the constituent on District 3 has to vote for me because of my knowledge and experience. First, no one among my colleagues or my associate carry that experience that I have. I've been the councilman for 4 years. During my tenure in the city, I get result. And from that track record, they can take a look at it and say, Marcellus, you prove that you are better, and you prove that you can. Let's say that day one, I don't need a training. I don't need any assistant. The same experience that I have 4 years ago, I get result, and I can go right now to the city the first day on a day one and start working. The same experience I had when I balanced the budget. The same experience that I had when I left the office. I left $12 billion and so as a surplus. The same experience that I had when I make sure the district.
Thank you. It's a minute.
Please, my number is 153 and one of the best candidates. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next candidate is Juancito Francis. Why should the constituent of North Miami District 3 vote for you instead of your opponent? 1 minute.
Is the voter of North Miami District 3 is still there? I'm here for you. You should vote for me because I'm going to be a champion and eliminate the residential area from the commercial area. I'm going to be a champion. I'm not going to vote for Wendy's, laundries, whatever dollar stores to be in your area. I'm going to be a champion who makes sure when you're sleeping in your area, cars doesn't fly in your area. I'm going to be a champion who makes sure all your swell being cleaned up, the pipe being changed. You can vote for me because if I could turn a whole house to a brand new house, I promise you this. I'm going to change District 3 to a brand new district.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next candidate is Mrs. Laura Hill. Why should the constituents of North Miami District 3 vote for you instead of your opponent? 1 minute, please. No, you can go ahead. They can serve as background music.
It's a very appropriate song for this. you should vote for me, and I want you to vote for me, and I need you to vote for me because I'm the person that you call anyway. I am the person whose number is in your phone, whose door you already knock on. I'm the person you call when you want to know what development they're talking about during the city council meeting. I'm the person that you call. I'm the person that a lot of city council members call. In fact, I just received a call the other day from a very prominent city council person asking what to do about a various situation. And you know what? I had the answer. I have sat in council meetings from the beginning until 3 o'clock in the evening or in the morning. And I have done that on the regular, dependably for 10 years. I know the issues. I didn't have to come up with my platform because we live our platform. We live our problems. We know. And for that reason, I want to serve you in a more impactful manner. So please vote for me. We can do the hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. As we prepare for the audience question and some live, I feel, and you guys may not like it, and I'm going back on my words because I do believe that Councilwoman did have to defend herself. So I'll give you a minute to just tell the people why they should retain you. I understand. She gets a minute. It's just 1 minute, Juancito. Thank you. Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Thank you so much for being here. 672 days ago, I was elected to serve to be your councilwoman. 276 days of that, or 276 days after I got elected, we got hit with a global pandemic. And ever since, I've been really working hard for us to recover and to rebuild. We've spent over millions of dollars to help with rent relief, with mortgage relief, with utility relief to help small businesses. And I want to continue to do that. I want to continue to help us with that recovery. And that's why on Sunday the 18th, we have vaccination pop-up site where residents are making available for them to get their vaccine. I also want to address and to assure you that I am a resident of District 3. I am probably the only candidate that actually purchased my house cash.
Thank you.
September 10th,
Thank you.
2014.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
So please support me and vote for me.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
My number is punch 150.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, it seems that you guys have made my job really hard, both the audience
Thank
and
you.
the
Let
candidates.
us give Sandra a minute to close out her segment, and then we will begin with questions. Sandra, please close out your segment.
Okay, thank you so much, Juancito. Let's respect one another. Okay, I just want to... Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you have any questions, just please reach out.
As we close, just give us a second. We know that there are individuals who did want to ask questions. Unfortunately, time has escaped us and you will not have that opportunity. We do want to thank every single one of you for being here. Thank you to our sponsors, Primary Medical Center. Thank you for Millennial Media. Thank you for Skylight Films. Thank you for the BL Show. Without you, this event would not be possible. Have a great evening.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry that you're... Welcome. What district do you live in?
I live in District 3.
Okay.
No, this is a really stupid question.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former concealman, a true public servant, citizen of District 3. Go vote. Vote by mail. Vote early on April 26 till May 9 at the North Miami Public Library. Vote on election day on May 11. Marcellus will advocate for economic development, affordable housing, subsidizing the rent, civic engagement, and public safety. Honest and transparent. Contact us on the web, www.votemarcellus.com. Political ad paid and approved by Zhang Marcellus campaign.
Hi, I'm Laura Hill, and I'm running for City Council District 3. We are at the site of Cagney Park. Cagney Park has been a long project that has been promised to us for about 15 years. Roughly 3 years ago, myself and several other community leaders worked tirelessly to obtain the funding to break ground on this park. We need trusted leadership on the dais to ensure that we can deliver this project to the community who's been waiting so long for it. As a citizen, I fought extremely hard to get the funding, and as your next councilwoman, I will fight to deliver the park that we've all been waiting for. So please join me on May 11th, and we will get the Cagney Park that we all deserve.
City of North Miami election 2021. City of North Miami election 2021. Vote Zhang Marcellus for Concealment District 3. Challenging times need strong leadership. Zhang Marcellus, a family man, a former police officer, your former